All right, so now let's get to the technical analysis. Let's get into the technical analysis because the spectacular thing I think we can see today has been what we were discussing, right? That on Sundays at 6 on Wall Street. I forgot to mention this in the video. That's usually when the CME futures come in, and that's when the big moves happen. Look here at 6 p.m. New York time, and then we had the move made by the institutional crypto futures traders. That was the first move, and we're going to study that on Delta Strike for alerts too. All right, so anyway, where I entered a short here. I exited here and re-entered a bit later than I would have liked. But hey, it was fine. It's a small entry still because I don't think it's the optimal point. But anyway, I've already placed an entry. All right, so now let's go to the current situation of what we have now. We're going to go to where we have the entry points. Let's reorganize all the charts and start with today. Where are the potential buy zones? And where are? I don't know why. This isn't working right now. Where are the? What happened? Oh man, right now it just opened up on me. Okay, so what we had from yesterday's video is that we're in this zone. We had this support. We went to test it after about 10 to 11 hours. The 1 hour candle bounced. Then it broke through, went to retest it. That's where you enter a short. And we've had the drop. All right, now let's go to the topic of the next few hours. I'm going to remove yesterday's lines, and let's go with today's. And look at the extreme manipulation of how they've moved the price. All these lines, if we looked at them on a smaller time frame, they'd be clearer, but we're not going into that now. Let's analyze what we have. Well, we're at an extremely critical point because right now we're at the support levels we were talking about yesterday, more or less, the big one at 60,000. But it could drop a bit below 58, an extreme in case of war. 51. So let's mark all the lines from yesterday. Those are the entry points for me where we have the range. Basically what we've been discussing for a few days now. And this one is new. This 55. This one here is new. The top 3 is new. The 55, look, basically what they're doing to us is a range. Let me remove the. This is from here. They're creating a range below where the last spike is. But right now the big one is there at 60, 58. For me, that could be a good bounce entry point. But for scalping, okay? At that scalping point, we need to be ready to protect our positions. All right. So with that, we already have entry points. And where do we have the resistance levels? Look, 115, fantastic. And then we have 66.5 to 65.5. Those are the 2 resistance points for a potential short entry. The retest of this zone here to re-enter a short. So for me, that's going to be the current situation, where the entry is in that zone. Those who still want to enter lower, you have all those options. But I don't think we'll get there. But look, 58.4 already has $600 million. Unless there's a war with Iran or something like that. I don't think it'll drop below 60, 58. So for me, 60, 58. Scalping bounce entry. And on the upper side, 65.5, 66.5. Short entry. Or partial profit taking. And if we're lucky and strong volume comes in, it could go up to 115. It's not ruled out. But that would have to be very good news. Which could be artificial intelligence. Inventing something that's good for humanity. All this stuff they're talking about. Humanoid robots, optimization of resources. Meaning getting younger. There are a ton of crazy things right now with artificial intelligence anyway. So for me, those are the current levels for today for the price of Bitcoin. And since nobody is saying anything, we'll wrap up the video here. So I wish you all the best of luck with your positions. You know you have below in the video description both the link to Twitter and Telegram to Twitter or X. And if you want to open an account on MEXC or BingX with the Transcend Money community link, up to $10,000 on BingX and MEXC, you get 0% fees on 100 tokens and a ton of discounts on fees. So best of luck to everyone with your positions. The craziness is here, but when there's fear in the markets is when it's cheapest. It's better to buy now at $60,000 than at 100, 110, or 120,000, which is where we were not long ago. So good luck to everyone with your positions, health, love, and fortune, and see you in the next video.